And Mr. Depp was trying to urinate in the foyer, wasn't he?
No.
Mr. Depp had...
Yes.
It's a text exchange between you and Aaron Borum. Aaron Borum, you testified as one of Dr. Kipper's nurses, right?
Yes.
And this is a text exchange that you had with her in August and September 2016, correct?
She just got very angry with me one day because I hadn't quite made it downstairs to put them in the garage when she came home, and she went absolutely ballistic over that.
Can you please describe what you mean?
Screaming, yelling, abuse.
Did y'all see how Amber Heard's ex-assistant had finally had enough of her ex-boss trying to lie and cheat her way through the court proceedings? Her assistant revealed some shocking things about her anger issues. Stay tuned to catch a glimpse of what actually went down. It started in 2012 when Depp broke up with Vanessa Paradis after 14 years together, and Heard broke up with Tasya van Ree after a year. They met on the set of the Rum Diary and started dating soon after. Heard filed for divorce 15 months after the actors married in early 2015, even though tabloid sources said that everything was great and they were great together. Publicly, Depp's team put out a statement. Given the brevity of this marriage and the most recent and tragic loss of his mother, Johnny will not respond to any of the salacious false stories, gossip, misinformation, and lies about his personal life. Hopefully, the dissolution of the short marriage will be resolved quickly. Before May 2016, all of this happened, but the truth was about to come forward. This was after the couple had already been through a whole international dog smuggling drama at this point. The gossip magazines quickly started looking after possible reasons for the couple to split up. They said that Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp's family, and their age difference, he was 48 when they started dating and she was 25, were all possible reasons for their breakup. But the real reason came out in the court documents. There was one severe incident in December 2015 when I truly feared for my life, Heard wrote, who also took pictures of her injuries and put them on the web. Heard said Depp had hit her with a phone while they were arguing a few days ago, and now she wants him to stay away from her. Heard had already filed a police report against him at the time of the argument. That's when things got really bad, and people saw it. According to Heard, Depp was a very angry and violent person during the relationship, especially when drugs were involved. An iPhone incident that happened again is how she saw it, and she said that Johnny Depp abused her with excessive emotional, verbal, and physical abuse. She also said that Depp was angry, hostile, humiliating, and threatening. Heard said she had photos and videos to back up her claims, and TMZ eventually leaked footage from Heard's cell phone that showed Johnny Depp yelling at his wife. It also came out that text messages were sent between Depp's assistant and Heard's the night before. Stephen Deuters, Depp's assistant, apologized for the actor for having kicked Heard. He's done this a lot before, she wrote. Tokyo, the island, London, do you remember that? I always stay. Always believe that he'll get better. Every 3 or so months, I'm in the same place. After she made this icy statement, Johnny Depp didn't say anything about the situation. His lawyers would talk about it in court. But real hell broke loose when Amber wrote a piece in the Washington Post in which she won herself a prize. I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out, she wrote. I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse. These were her words, and she was about to regret writing them. To be honest, it's not just Johnny who's tired of Amber. Amber's assistants have also had enough of her crappy behavior. The testimony her assistant gave to the court just a couple of days ago was extremely shocking and left the entire world stunned.
I would have been swallowed up by the monster were it not for you.
Again, the monster referring to Miss Heard.
That is a simple fact.
That's correct.
In Johnny Depp's $100 million defamation case, Amber Heard's former personal assistant said that she would get into a blind rage, and that she didn't see any cuts or bruises on the actress while she worked for her. I think she was so scared of Amber that she decided to show up at the hearing through a pre-recorded video. A judge heard from Kate James today. She told the court that she was hired by Heard in 2012 to be her personal assistant and worked with her until 2015. Depp's lawyers asked James about how Heard would get into a rage when she was being abused. James talked about how she would get into a blind rage. It was one of her jobs to get 2 copies of magazines that Heard was in and store them in the garage because she didn't want Johnny Depp to see them. One time, Heard got very angry because they were lying around. James said she went absolutely ballistic, screaming, yelling, abuse. It was a blind rage. James said that Heard would scream over the phone at her and send her barrages of abusive text messages every day and night, and that she did this for years. She said in the middle of the night, I think between 2 and 4 a.m., the barrage would start, all incoherent, not making sense, just someone to lash out at. No apparent reason to it. She was asked if she ever saw any injuries, cuts, bruises, swelling, or redness to Heard's face. James said, no, there were no black eyes or clumps of hair torn from her head, she said. When James was moving from part-time to full-time work, she was negotiating her pay with Heard, who got angry. James said, she leapt up out of her chair, put her face 4 inches from my face, telling me how dare I ask the salary I was asking for. She felt that gave her the right to spit in my face, adding that the $50,000 she asked for was half her usual salary. James said that a handyman who saw the whole thing was shocked. Depp, on the other hand, was very calm, almost shy, like a total Southern gentleman, James said.
As Jack Sparrow on a plank. Did I read that right?
You read that very, very well.
The next one, Hollywood Reporter, May.
She also added that while Depp was shy and calm, Heard was frequently intoxicated and verbally abusive, including her own mother and sister. Her poor sister was treated like a dog that you kicked, basically, James said. You would also be surprised to know that her assistant was not the only person who spotted her lying about the physical abuse. Johnny Depp's friend also came forward. He said, it's 6 years. Am I angry anymore? What I am is tired. I want this all to end. For her to go heal, him to go heal. So many people have been affected by this malicious lie that she started and she created. And it's gone out the door and around the world. I'm not angry at anybody. I want the best for her to take responsibility, heal, and move on. And for Johnny, his family has been completely wrecked by all of this stuff. And it's not fair. It's not right. It's not right what she did and what happened. For so many people to get affected from this, it's insane how this happened. Lawyers also presented a video deposition of Laurel Anderson, the couple's therapist who worked with Heard and Depp in 2015, when they were aged 29 and 52 respectively. Anderson said both suffered childhood abuse. As a couple, they were engaging in mutual abuse, she testified. But there is so much more to the story. Keep watching to see what the lawyer had to say. Heard's father beat her, Anderson said, adding, it was a point of pride to her if she felt disrespected to initiate a fight. Heard would also rather be in a fight with Depp than see him leave, and would strike him to keep him there. And she slapped him because he was being incoherent and talking about being with another woman. She also noted that Depp's mother was in the hospital at the time. The therapist had a lot more to add as well that revealed the truth about Amber. She said that Depp had trouble having a voice. Miss Heard had a jackhammer style of talking. She was very amped up. He had trouble talking at a similar pace. He was cut off a lot. I'm guessing this is what it was. This is how he didn't have a voice. He couldn't talk with her rapid-fire way of conversation, so he was really overwhelmed. And that's it for today, folks. Stay tuned for more updates on these two. We are just starting out, and we will discover the truth. Goodbye for now.